Welcome to another program of
Centrally Speaking, the program that keeps you informed on the work and function of Jamaica's central bank, Bank of Jamaica. I'm Sheena.
And I'm Anna, and we are so happy that you could join us for another episode. Big up to all the regular viewers them, welcome. If this is your first time, you're going to enjoy our company so much. To those of you who are seeing the show for the very first time, welcome again.
So Anna, back to school is up on us?
Me not go back to school.
Well, up on the country. And with back to school, it's books, it's traffic, it's plazas.
It's traffic.
Yeah.
It's traffic. Hey, kids, you can't work from home or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
study from home.
Study from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you see the price of the school book and something? It's enough.
You don't see that I have nothing.
Oh, yeah. I'm just empathizing with the parents who do.
Okay. Yes, it is a little bit much.
Yeah, expensive. But year after year, you guys do it. You make it happen. You make it happen for your children. So congratulations on that.
One thing for sure. Jamaican people love their children. I'm sure you do. And will do any and everything to ensure that they are off to school.
September morning.
Right.
Yes, we are in the banking hall of the Bank of Jamaica, and we'll be speaking with Mr. Travel Mullings of the Development Bank of Jamaica. He's a relationship executive. He's going to tell us more about the work and function of the DBJ.
But first, let's check in with the streets.
Which two prime ministers are featured on the $5,000 note?
The current one or the new one? I know Nani is on it. Is it like some sharp?
I don't know, to be honest.
Two former prime ministers, Mr. Mandley and Mr. Bustamante.
Two prime ministers? Well, to be honest, I'm not so sure, but I know that they put the national heroes on it, and to be honest, my honest opinion, I don't like it at all.
You asked me that? I don't know. I can't recall.
Donald Sangster and Marcus Garvey.
Didn't they keep Shera and put him with someone else? But I don't remember the two persons. The other person with him.
The $5,000 banknote features Prime Minister Sir Donald Sangster and Hugh Shearer.
That's right, and you can feel the square on the top corner of the $5,000 banknote. Yeah.
Top right-hand corner.
Top right-hand
corner.
Right. That is one of the distinguishing features. But up next, we'll find out all about the work of the Development Bank of Jamaica. Centrally Speaking, we'll be right back after these messages.
Jamaica's currency has a fresh new look. Introducing the new $50 note. The new $100 note. The new $500 note. The new $1,000 note. The new $2,000 note. The new $5,000 note. Jamaica's new banknotes, modern, more secure, and made to last.
Welcome back to Centrally Speaking. Our guest now is Mr. Travel Mullings from the Development Bank of Jamaica. First of all, Travel, you have a very interesting title. Tell us and our viewers about your role.
Thank you very much, Sheena. It's a pleasure to be here and to be sharing with your viewers. My title is Relationship Executive in the Intermediary Relationship of DBJ. Intermediary Relationship Unit of DBJ.
Right.
Now, the Development Bank of Jamaica operates through its list of approved financial institutions.
Right.
And so the relationship executives are tasked with the responsibility of managing the relationship between the Development Bank of Jamaica and the financial institutions in the view of allowing MSMEs to access funding through those financial institutions.
Tell us a little bit about the the Development Bank of Jamaica. Perhaps a lot of our viewers are not familiar with what it does. Is it a privately owned institution? Who owns it? Who operates it?
That's a very good question.
Is it a commercial bank?
That's a very good question. And I am privileged it's a privilege to answer that question. Now, I must even begin by saying a lot of persons normally confuse BOJ
with DBJ?
And DBJ.
No, don't do that.
Well, there is a B and a J.
Really?
Yes, indeed. Persons are out there and says, you mean BOJ? No, that's Development Bank of Jamaica.
Right.
But we are wholly owned by the government of Jamaica.
Right.
We are tasked really with responsibility to ensure that funding reach to our micro, small and medium-sized enterprises as well as large corporations, so as to facilitate economic growth and job creation and all that kind of good stuff that would help the economy to grow and develop strong.
Okay.
So it's not a institution that you get loans.
Right, so it's not a commercial bank. You don't walk into the DBJ to ask to open a bank account or a savings account or to get a credit card.
Right.
No, we are a development finance institution, so we allow you to access funds through the network of approved financial institutions.
So based on what you have just said, the normal man in the street, would they be able to, they would not be able to just access a loan of such?
That's correct.
Okay.
So how we would operate in that regard is that a person who has a business that want to access a loan can come to DBJ. DBJ would provide some sort of assistance in terms of doing some pre-screening and somewhat of a needs assessment.
Okay.
And then once that client is determined loan ready, then we will conduct what is called an introductory meeting. That's where we take them to a financial institution, whether it is a credit union or it's a commercial bank or it's an investment house or it's a microfinance institution. And then we pair them with that institution with the view of them assisting in accessing DBJ funding.
Okay.
All right, so before you tell us about the range of services, explain to our viewers, why do I go to DBJ and not just go straight to the bank if you're going to bring me back to the bank?
That's acceptable. Most persons do that. But then, sometimes persons want to hear from DBJ. And as such, they would, come down to DBJ, call us, and which we are open to receive those queries. Some persons too are sort of timid. Not sure what they want, not sure how to access it. And as such, we stand as that person to guide them to get that funding that they would really require to grow and to thrive.
Okay, so elaborate a little bit on the low financing that you offer. Say, for example, can a hairdresser come and get low financing? You're saying as long as that person has a business, anybody, and you've done the checks and the due diligence, and once they meet the requirements, that's what you're saying?
I like to put it this way. DBJ is for the man that wants the 10,000, the 100,000, the man or the woman. That's correct.
Women.
Women, and that wants the 10,000 and the 100,000.
Right.
As much as we are existing for persons who want the 10 million US dollars in loans. So for the small micro man to the large man. And so we would support them through accessing low cost funding in terms of funding are as low as 9.5% now in the market. And might I say, when most of those finances are fixed for the life of the loan.
Okay.
So when you would see that a person's advertising very low funding, sometimes it's variable after 2 years, variable after 3 years. We have some financing that are like that, but there are other financing that are fixed for the life of the loan as low as 9.5%.
All right, so Miss Mary from Guysill, St. Mary, you know what I mean? She come link you, Mass Joe from Manchester, Basella Yamil.
Right.
I mean,
Melrose Hill.
In Melrose Hill. So they come to you as the relationship executive, and them say, Mr. Mullings, we kind of want a loan, come on, make a bigger shop.
Right.
Walk them through the process.
The DBJ has a bunch of relationship executives that goes across the entire country to all of the financial institutions that are approved by DBJ, microfinancial institution, investment houses. We conduct training and sensitization sessions on our products and services and how they can actually pull down the funds to assist the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise. Now, in terms of Miss Mary, Miss Mary would have heard about DBJ funding and perhaps walk directly into one of these financial institutions, ask about getting one of the DBJ funded loans. They would be assessed by the financial institution as long as they meet the requirements, and the funds will be dispersed accordingly. Now, there are other cases where they might have not heard that the funding can be accessed through the banks. They would call DBJ. DBJ would conduct some sort of an assessment, needs assessment, or pre-screening, and then once they are through, then we will pair them with a financial institution and then allow the financial institution to do that sort of assessment and disperse the loan accordingly.
So just to be clear, DBJ has loan products for micro, small, and medium-sized entities.
Yes.
But they can only be accessed through commercial banks or credit unions or other lending agencies.
That's correct.
But so it's not that institution that is giving the money.
Right.
It's you, but it's just that you are getting the money through the bank.
That's correct.
Okay.
So all our financial partners, and we have been doing very well, I should say.
Right.
In fact, over the past 10 years,
Yes. Tell us.
You look proudy.
DBJ would have issued over 100,000 loans.
Wow.
Really?
To the tune of $44 billion.
Wow.
Of that $44 billion, I should say,
Yes.
was just micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises only.
Okay.
So that's, like I said, from the man that wants $10,000 and the $100,000,
Right.
like our Minister of Finance would say, from Soupy
Yes.
down to the man that is manufacturing canned soup for export.
Right.
Oh.
We are for those persons,
Okay.
and they can access the funding accordingly.
Yes.
Not directly,
Right.
but through our financial partners.
So I want to continue on the Miss Mary and the Mastro.
Okay.
So Miss Mary and Mastro, they have kids. And one is a software engineer and the other one is a gourmet chef. Can they actually access Miss Mary and Mastro's collateral? Can they benefit from their collateral?
The DBJ not only supports micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises with loan financing,
Right.
but also credit guarantees. So in a prime case such as that, is where DBJ chips in to say, if you do not have sufficient collateral for
Right.
yourself, then the DBJ will support you with collateral support.
Okay.
So a man that wants $11.11 million to borrow can get 90% coverage in terms of collateral support.
Okay.
So they want collateral for $11.11 million. DBJ will support $10 million, cover $10 million for you, and you will have to find the 1.1. Right? Any loan that is over, I should say, 11.11, we will cover up to 80% of that.
So what do you take as collateral?
So the collateral is really determined by the financial institution.
Okay.
Right? So the financial institution would ensure that they give you the list of stuff depending on what you want the funding to do. In some cases, the equipment you are purchasing may be used for collateral. In other cases,
Okay.
if it's specialized, it might be heavily discounted. There are other cases where you can use cash secured and such the like. So the financial institution will determine the collateral package that is required. However, as I said, if you are short on that, come up short, DBJ is saying, hey, we have a program called Credit Enhancement Facility to ensure that you don't just go in there, they say that you can pay the loan and you don't get the loan because you don't have sufficient collateral. We are saying we are going to assist you with the collateral package so that you can access the loan.
Okay.
All right, good. So we understand that you offer low-cost financing to the people of Jamaica.
That's correct. So low-cost financing, as low as 9.5% in this aggressive market. And most of those funding are fixed for the life of the loan.
Right.
Then you have grant programs. Well, before I go to grant, you have the Credit Enhancement Facility and you have grant programs that can assist you with some of them for micro and small enterprises up to $7 million under Ignite grant, innovation grant from New new ideas to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Up to $7 million. And for medium-sized enterprises, you can get up to $20 million in grant funding for innovation, innovative products and services. So DBJ is here to assist you with loan financing, credit guarantee, as well as grant funding.
Right.
I love the enthusiasm. DBJ is here.
Hello, the relationship executive.
Listen to me now.
Has spoken.
And has many channels.
Right, so in fact, nothing should hinder a Jamaican business from accessing funding once they are up to date with their financials and they're up to date with their tax compliance and they're registered and they're operating. DBJ is saying that we can support you at all levels for you to grow and to thrive, to make this economy a booming one and one that is growing even stronger as the years goes by.
So in other words, viewers, you need to have your balance sheet, your profit and loss statement. If you don't have them something there, DBJ would not be in a position to assist you. So keep your financials up to date. That's what Mr. Mullings is saying.
And finally, Travel, you have a very bodacious vision, you know.
That's correct.
which we discussed, but I'm going to share it with the viewers.
Okay.
All right. So Travel wants to be the Latin American and Caribbean leading development finance institution by 2030.
Okay.
So
your vision 2030.
Yes.
That's it.
And with 7 years to go,
Yes.
how comfortable are you that you are on the right trajectory?
We are very comfortable at the DBJ as it relates to being the leading. In fact, we may very well at this stage be the leading development finance institution based on all the various facets and sectors that we support. We support all the sectors. You'd have heard the amount we have been supporting over the past 10 years.
Yes.
We have programs in place for women. We have programs in place for education,
infrastructure,
energy,
build out, energy,
all the works,
IT.
grants as well as loan financing designed for energy, which is something that is leading right now. The DBJ has been supporting in various areas in terms of venture capital.
Yes,
we
tell us.
have supported many funds in terms of about 9 different funds as it relates to venture capital support.
Right.
So in terms of what we have done, the infrastructure that we have set out and all the funding that we have put outside there, DBJ is poised to become the Latin American, the Caribbean leading development finance institution by 2030, if not already.
All right.
Indeed.
Okay,
Yes.
and on that note,
Bodacious.
very bodacious.
No. Bodacious but achievable.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
man. So, Travel Mullings, relationship executive at the Development Bank of Jamaica. Centrally speaking, we'll be right back.
Introducing the new $2,000 note. The new $2,000 note was created to help bridge the gap between the $1,000 and $5,000 notes. With the introduction of the $2,000 note, alongside the $1,000 and $5,000 notes, fewer notes will be required to settle transactions. For example, instead of using 4 $1,000 notes to settle a transaction of $4,000, an individual could use just 2 notes, a combination of 2 of the new $2,000 notes. This substitution effect will lead to less reliance on the heavily demanded $1,000 bill, as well as generate cost savings for the bank over time.
That's me, trying to drift into the fast facts. On this episode of Centrally Speaking, we discussed the work of the Development Bank of Jamaica. Let's review the key points from the interview. It's time for the fast drift. The fast facts. Whew. Number 1, the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, is owned by the Government of Jamaica. Number 2, DBJ's funding is accessed through its network of financial institutions, including the banks, credit unions, microfinancial institutions, investment houses at rates as low as 9.5%. Number 3, DBJ is mandated to support the growth of our micro, small, and medium enterprises, commonly known as MSMEs, through loans, grants, and credit guarantees. Number 4, MSMEs that do not have sufficient collateral can access up to 30 million in guarantee support through the Credit Enhancement Facility. Number 5, for the past 10 years, DBJ has issued over 44 billion Jamaican dollars in loans, 40 billion of which supports our MSME sector. And that's it for the Fast Facts.
So we've come to the end of another show, but you can stay connected with us online.
Yes, that's right. You can follow us on Twitter, Central Bank JA, or on BOJ's Facebook page. And you can also visit our website, boj.org.jm.
We also invite you to send your questions in on either Twitter or Facebook, or both.
And of course, watch us again next week. Same time, same station, when we'll have another interesting discussion and we'll uncover some more mysteries of the financial services sector. I'm Anna.
And I'm Sheena.
Thanks for watching.
Centrally Speaking is a production of Bank of Jamaica.